Good evening, everyone. I hope my voice is audible to all of you and I'm visible as well. May I get a quick confirmation over the YouTube chat box? Am I audible to you clearly? Yes, that's great. Okay. So, guys, we have finally received our September 2025 results, and I am, as a tutor, really happy to know all the students who have passed and they've been messaging since morning. And as usual, we have had great scores. And for SBR, the highest was 92. And that all being said, okay, I have received a lot of messages around the people, from the self help groups or from the self study groups, as well as some of the enrolled students as well, who have actually flunked their exam, right? So now, my this session is not made for just the students who have passed and what strategy they should have ahead, but it is also for the students who have flunked and what strategy they should have, right? And then we also discussed that what paper next you should pick up. Maybe you've already, for example, you were preparing for SBR and AAA, right? So SBR you gave last attempt, now you've already started doing AAA for December, but you got a score which was not good for SBR and you have failed the paper. So now you're stuck that should I drop AAA and should I start with SBR, or should I do both of them? So what should be the strategy ahead in the coming 45 days? Can we complete a new paper if we start from the scratch today? And what could be the reasons of the failure based upon your score? So these are the stuffs that we are going to talk about, which is going to help any ACCA student. So I really believe in ACCA industry, we already have very less content, or you can say very less guidance. Okay. But whatever we hear, okay, sometimes just like that we are hearing something out of nothing, but when we are sitting for the exam or when we are deciding something crucial, that thing stucks our mind that, oh, I heard this somewhere, oh, I have heard about this strategy, this is what the right decision should be as per the advice that I've heard in a situation where I'm directionless. So these are the sessions, or these are the types of advices which help you in the situation when you are not having anyone to guide you. Or maybe like in my classes in SBR, I'm like, if you're not yet done with the topic, still sit in the class and listen to me solving the question. So maybe right now you won't make a lot of sense out of it, but maybe when you're giving your exam and you just remember something that I just randomly said in a session, and you will be like, oh, Tashwita said this that day. So I think this should be the answer. So listening to stuff which is related to your life, to your career, really, really helps. Okay. So this is one of those sessions which is made for all ACCA students. No bar that the people who have flunked or the people who have passed. It is for everyone who is pursuing ACCA. So let us understand what should be our strategy after we get our results. See, there can be two outcomes. Either you have passed the paper or you have flunked the paper. Now, in both the circumstances, I do not have the time to waste. I do not have the time to sit and see, okay, I have passed, let me party. Or let me, party for next 5 days. I'll start it from day after tomorrow. I'll start it from the next Monday. We don't have time for this. Because ACCA's exam cycle in general, if you think, is very small. It's for around 2.5 months. So imagine in 2.5 months, if you even waste 5 days of yours, 6 days of yours, that's a huge loss, because we are doing a full-fledged concept, a full-fledged subject in the very given short span. So if you have flunked, you have two options. One is you collect yourself, you come back stronger, and you are going to start with the same zeal and you're going to reappear. Another is that you just dwell into that feeling of hurt and you be like, oh, why is this happening to me? Why does it always happen to me? I don't deserve it. Am I even good for this qualification? You have all these questions in your head and you waste your time. Because when you have such emotions running all the time in your head, you're of course not going to be productive. You're going to be lazy, you're going to be dwelled into hurt, and you're not going to be in the action mode. You will lack optimism, which are the most important factors for us to prepare for ACCA and pass it in the one go. So now, if you want that, yes, I want to be, coming back stronger, I want to be into the action mode, whatever the situation is, whether a pass or a failure, we have to be very practical. I always tell my students, don't be emotional in professional qualifications. Our emotions, our hurt, our disappointment, or our pride, all of these things, they just deviate you from your goal. Because as emotionless, as practical you can be, you should be in this particular qualification. So when I fail, I should have like maybe for one day maximum you can feel that emotion. After that, you have to be very practical. That, oh, ACCA has flunked me, I'm gonna give them back. I'm gonna pass next time and I'll be passing with a very high score and they'll be very sorry to fail me. I need to show my skills to them. I need to tell them that who actually I am. That should be your mindset. And not that why this happens to me. Am I bad? No, you're not bad. You are academically great. People who have always topped in their schools, colleges, they also flunk papers, especially papers like AAA, APM, double A. So you cannot be like judging yourself just on the basis of the results of one single exam, which is just conducted in a span of 2.5 months. Come on, all this while, if I talk about education system in Asia, you get 1 year for your preparation, whether it's your board exam, any college semester, or something like that. You get around 1 year to prepare for the subject. Here, you're just getting 2.5 months. So, what do you expect out of you? You're sitting for a paper, you're having the confidence to at least face the case study. That is also like hats off. Within 2 months, you prepared for the concept, you prepared, you practiced, got the confidence, you have done the mocks and the assignments. It's very messy. So, yes, we have to appreciate ourselves wherever we deserve the appreciation, and we have to be practical in all aspects. That if I flunked the paper, what could be the reason of my failure? What do I think is the reason of my failure? Now, some people they go for rechecking, reevaluation, especially the people who got 49. They have this one question, ma'am, is rechecking, is revaluation good? Answer is big no. If you have extra money, go and donate it somewhere, do charity out of it, or have a party out of it. But do not give it to anyone just because you were thinking that maybe they will convert your failure into a pass. No. See, the examining team of ACCA, if they give you a 49, they have to go through multiple rounds of checking. So there is 0% probability that there will be a mistake in the totaling of your paper. And in rechecking, that's what they check. That were the numbers correctly added up, like while giving you the score, have they added up all the requirements or not? They don't actually sit and check your paper again, right? So we are not going to go for this rechecking trap. We are not going to enter. This will waste your time, money, energy. You will wait for the next 15 days. Oh, maybe I can pass. I will not start the preparation yet. Let me wait for the rechecking. You'll be anxious when the email of rechecking is received that, oh, you'll be waiting for the result. Because you in your heart, you're giving yourself a hope that the failure will be converted into a pass, but it will not. ACC cannot tell you that, dude, I did a mistake. I gave you a failure by mistake. Let me give you a pass now. Even if there's a mistake, they won't admit on it. So now what we have to understand here is that the only solution that we have currently is to actually just focus on what has been the reason of the failure. What was the thing which has affected? Was it in our preparation? Was it in our revision phase? Was it in our practice phase? Or was it on the day of the exam? Sometimes on the day of the exam, I still remember when I was sitting for my PM paper, I was vomiting all out in the morning. I was, sick. So I was having, I think, a very bad diarrhea. And I sat for the paper and I was expecting nothing out of that paper. I was like, I'll fail it. I just passed at the borderline. But the point is that if I would have failed, I knew that the cause of my failure is not that I have not done preparation. It was on the day of the exam that I was unwell and I was not able to focus. And then there could be multiple reasons. For example, when you were doing the concepts, you have done the concepts in a lot of hurry. You have not hit the base. You have not hit the foundation. For example, you have not solved TYUs in case of SBR. For example, you have not done proper revisions. For example, you've not done proper practice. Maybe you've done 5 to 6 questions total. Maybe you've not written assignments. Maybe you've not written mocks. So the reasons can be multiple. Now, we don't know the exact reason. So you have to find that reason. And I can't help you find that reason. No. You have to find it yourself. I can tell you the way through which you can find it. See, the first way would be, I think on ACCA's platform, they tell you which were the areas where you performed badly, especially for the skill level. So which areas were very bad. So they give you your performance analysis, right? That's what you can check. Then you have to be very truthful to yourself that during the preparation, whatever was the legitimate way, that okay, I should have done the lectures, I should have read the study text, I should have done the TYUs, I should have done the exam kit. Did you follow all the 4 steps? Did you give the assignments and the mocks? So you have to see it for yourself. Nobody else can do that. And once you do that, okay, once you do that, then you're supposed to work on that deficit area. So let's suppose I did not do enough practice. Now I'll do enough practice. I know that's my weak area. My concepts are good, but my practice is bad. Maybe last time I've not done my time management. I've not given a mock. I've not given assignments. So that's my weak area. So I'll just pick up that area and work on it for the December attempt. So we have to do this hit and trial method to figure out that what was the cause of our failure. And once that cause is fixed, then you have to work and strategize on it. That's basically our post result strategy. Okay, that's basically what you should be doing to convert your failure into a success. So I always give this example that there was one student in our batch. Okay, there were multiple students, in fact, who have such same stories, but his score was exceptionally well. So he got a 31, and then the next attempt, he got a 90, right? So basically, he got a 31, and then he got 90. So that was just the difference of 1 quarter from 30 to 91. So just imagine that if this is possible, if that person who got a 30 score, he would have judged himself a lot. If you don't trust me, you go to my Instagram. This is a pinned post on my profile. You will find it. The message that he received and the message that he received on the passing day, 31 to 91. Okay. And just look at that message. So the person who would have received 30, maybe you are at the same stage right now. He would have self-doubted, he would have given up, but no, he chose to be optimistic. He understood that yes, I didn't study well this time. It was my mistake. But yes, if I would have studied, I could have done wonders, and he proved himself in the next quarter. But the problem is many people, they lose their battle when they get that 30. They judge themselves, they frame opinion about themselves, and then they manifest it, and then they just, imbibe it within them that I am good for nothing. I have flunked. This paper is very difficult. I don't know about the concepts of it. I don't know about the subject. I don't know whether it's a good choice of exam for me or not. So you make such narratives, you make such mindset, and then at the end you end up flunking the paper. So this is the mindset shift that you have to do if you have flunked the paper. That first of all, it's not a petty situation. It's not something you should be victimizing yourself. It is a situation to learn from it and to move on with best level of confidence, right? And then you can be someone who gets a 90 or above that. Okay. Now talking about practically, plainly the strategy. Generally, okay, it can be different for you. People who get in 30s or less than 30s, they are generally lacking conceptual clarity. And the people who get something between 40 to 49, they're generally lacking the practice part. Like 45 onwards, I would say practice part, and 40 to 45 is also like a mix of concept and practice. So now, if you are heading into such score, first of all, type down your score in the chat box. Let's accept our score publicly without being ashamed of it, without feeling what people will think, what society thinks, and burdened with a lot of your own expectations being disappointed. Drop your score in the chat box. Yes, 43. What was your score? 38, 42. Yes, 49, 48. FR. What else? 38. So we have various categories where people are lacking conceptual clarity, practice, time management. These could be the three factors. Or on the day of the exam, there was something exceptionally bad happening. So, yeah, that could be one of them. 48, 40, 49. Okay. Now, if I talk about my paper, I teach SBR. If you're getting something between 48, 49, 47, like 45 to 49, whatever the score bracket is, if you're getting between that, I believe that your strategy for the coming 45 days should be that complete the syllabus in the next 10 days. And the whole month of November, you are supposed to keep it for your practice. Now, you people, you have two options. You are doing self study or you take guided sessions. Now, of course, I teach SBR. I know that the value that I add in my post result batch or in my crash batch is a lot. But again, it depends on you. Maybe you are very familiar with the concepts. You don't want any lectures on that. You're like, okay, I remember everything from IFRS 9. I have the notes. I understand. Good for you. Don't take class. Till the month of October ends, without the class, you can do your self study for the concepts. And in the November month, you can make sure that you enroll somewhere for the case studies, for the practice, for the assignments and the mocks. For example, the crash course, right? But if you are someone who's like, I can do it myself, but I procrastinate. I want someone to guide me. I want a sword on me. Or I want to be punctual. I want a plan. In that case, enroll yourself into a post result batch. Now, I just teach SBR and AAA. You are the students from various subjects. You have got results from various subjects. So you'll find your own guide. But my point is, are you going for the class or not? Because that's also a major question that should I go for a course now or should I do self-study now? But majorly, if you think that my mistake was a personal mistake, it was not related to my concept. It was the mistake that I made myself because I didn't practice well. If I would have done self-practice more, I would have been better. No need of classes. Just do your self-practice. Start from today only. Pick up your exam kit and just to practice. Maybe you can take such kind, I don't provide it though, so I'm not doing the marketing of it. So you can take some kind of a package where people only check your assignments. You can pay a mentor to get your assignments checked. So there's so many people there, ACCA mentors there who can help you with just checking of your assignments and marks. So find one. So you have to decide yourself, are you doing self-study? Are you doing a post-result batch? Are you doing a crash batch? Or are you just getting your assignments checked? Or you're doing nothing, just self-study? So you have to make a quick decision. You can't wait till the end of this week. You can't wait till next 2-3 days. You have to make a very quick decision. So tomorrow I will be letting out a 45 days planner of SBR. And all my students who are already there in the post-result batch, they're going to start following the 45 days planner. I know there are so majority of the students there are the people who are resitters. They got the result today. They were from other, maybe areas, or maybe they were coming from some self-study groups, and they have flunked their paper. Now they want to seek guidance. So they have joined the batch. They're going to start it from tomorrow itself. The studies is going to start from tomorrow. Because we don't believe in grieving. We don't believe in wasting our time over something that we can't change. We can change the outcome, but only with our effort. So that effort has to start ASAP. Now, if you talk about any other subject, let's suppose PM, same situation. You have flunked. You have to decide, where did I go wrong? Was it practice? Was it something that was related to concept? Then maybe you can just, you can just simply, if it is was just related to practice, you will just pick up your Kaplan exam kit and you will practice. Or you'll find a guide. Because at the end of the day, how do I say it? Everyone knows what kind of a student you are. So if you ask me about me as a student, I was a student who always wanted that someone should be there to tell me that do this, do this, do this. But due to lack of time, I was not able to find such a guide, because I was doing it with my school. So I was not having the time to invest into some tuitions, or have that full-time mentorship. But I was that kind of a student, and I knew it about myself that I would procrastinate. If there is no one to mentor me, if there's no one to tell me that by this time you have to do this, I would procrastinate, keep the things till the end, and then I'll struggle at the end. I knew it about myself very clearly, no lies. I'm here on a public platform and I'm not lying on it, that this is what I knew about myself as a student. And the same thing you know about yourself also. Are you a person who can do stuff by yourself? For example, if you ask me as a student also, when I was, let's suppose, I was taking a class, there's a teacher. I would generally from the teacher understand that what are the important areas of the chapter. Because when the class was going on, like if I talk about when I was a student, I was going into offline classes, you know, so online classes is what I've taken very less. So when the class is going on, generally, I will not grasp it very quickly, or I understand in the one go. Very frank. So I would be like, okay, I know this is important, that is important. And then I would love to read that stuff by myself. So I would have that thing that, okay, self-study. So I want punctuality. I want a mentorship to be punctual, but I also love self-study. But I can only retain a thing if I have studied it myself. It could not be that someone came, dictated things to me, told me, and it got into my head and I've retained. It can't happen to me as a student. If you have told me something, I will first read it, make note of it, memorize it, and then I would remember it. So that I knew about myself as a student. So what suits me as a person? What would suit me? I think I should go for some mentorship where I get a plan, where I get assignments and mocks. I get some lectures for general guidance, and the rest of the time I'm doing self-study. So even with the lectures, I'm just using the lectures to know what, crux of the chapter is. The rest of the time I'm doing stuff by myself. So I'm combining self-study with lectures. So you have to figure it out for yourself. You can't be just like, because my friend have done this, I'll also do this. No. Figure it out for yourself. What kind of a person or a student are you? For example, you're working. So many people, they'll say, I'm working, that's why I failed. So did you not realize while preparing that you are working? My suggestion to working students always is that you go for smart resources. For example, I teach SPR, but let's suppose you're doing SBL, you're doing some other paper, or even for SBR. You go for a resource like Open Tuition, which is free of cost. Nobody is charging you for Open Tuition, right? You just go to Open Tuition and you just see the lectures. So they are short, they're crisp. I know they don't cover 100% of the things, so you might feel that something is left, but they can maybe help you bearably pass. So you're risking yourself there, but still, they give you a lot of revision, they give you a lot of crux of the topics, and then you can compensate for the rest of the stuff by just practicing. So if you think I'm working, I want such resources, I basically need someone else to take out the crux of the chapter for me. I can't do it myself because I don't have the time. Then some people, generally they will combine Kaplan and BPP both, especially in the skill level. So you will see a lot of students, okay? You'll see a lot of students who will combine the Kaplan kit with the BPP kit, and they will solve both of them for their skill level. Now, if you're a working person, your friend is doing this, but that person is in college. He's not working. He can afford to do that. Can you afford? So when you will have a stress of doing two kits and are having work, okay, you're working 10 hours a day, you don't have the time, but you are keeping such an unrealistic goal that will give you stress, you will procrastinate, you won't be able to complete even one exam kit. So you have to keep very clear, crisp, concise, realistic goals and actually go and achieve them rather than just being delusional, right? So this is what my suggestion is, that if you have flunked, you have to figure out what is the cause. You have to know your own feature. You have to know yourself as a person, as a student, how you are, how do you understand things, what are your weaknesses, what are your strengths, and accordingly develop a strategy for yourself, right? Now, let's understand that what should be your next exam. So if you were already preparing for AAA and waiting for the result of SBR, and now you're flunked SBR, now you're stuck whether to pick AAA or SBR. If you are in that situation, you have to first see at what level of preparation of AAA you are into. So something that you were already preparing for the December attempt. If you are 50-60% done, even 50%, if you're done with this paper, AAA, you give both of them together. And both of them can only be given if you can input 4 to 5 hours of study every day. So you can pick two professional papers together, but 4 to 5 hours of study every day. But if you can't give that input and you make this decision, then you will regret. Unless you are very exceptionally well trained person and you grasp really fast. Because generally, if you are picking professional level, I would say concepts can be done, practice needs time. So doing case studies simultaneously for two exams will be very difficult. Second factor that you will consider is that what was your score? What was your score in the paper that you flunked? If the score was really less, that means you have to put a lot of efforts there also. If the score was like 49, 48, that means mostly it's about practice, right? So you have to figure it out again yourself, that, what is your current situation, and based on that you have to make the decision. Either you're just giving SBR or you're giving both of them, right? So that's what I wanted to discuss with you. But now, as I promised you, you guys can ask me your personalized questions. So you can put your questions in the chat box, whatever you want to ask. I'll be more than happy to help you with your queries now. So let's start with live Q&A. Please go ahead with your doubt. Whatever you put it in the chat box now, I'll be replying to it. Yes, please go ahead. Okay, resit batch, post-result batch. Okay, see, if you are someone who is resitting the paper, any SBR paper or AAA paper, you have to enroll yourself into the post-result batch. Okay, or if you're someone who's starting with SBR afresh, so that means you are starting with SBR now in the 45 days. So you have to just visit the TG Professionals website, okay? And you can see the post result batch there. So that is at 50% discount, right? So 50% discount is generally for the resetters only. So post result batch is majorly for the resetters. So this 50% discount can be applied, and you will just go to your dashboard. You can log in, and you can actually go to the SBR December attempt. So the actual cost is this, but you can apply the coupon code and you can get a 50% off, right? So this is the offer for you. This is here on the screen. This is what you'll be using for your discount part. Okay. So this is for anyone who's resitting the paper or who is starting with SBR now. So any situation it is, okay? Some people, they asked me, ma'am, is extension possible on this course? See, this clearly written, once you enroll into a post-result batch, this will just remain until the day of your exam in December. If your exam is over after that, there is no extension. In post-result batch, there is no concept of extension, right? So on this batch, post-result batch, there is no extension. But if you are planning to enroll into a full-fledged course of, let's suppose, March attempt, so then there is a policy that yes, you can extend, but before the exam. Not that I've given the paper and then I am extending the course, then that is like you're taking the services double, right? Two times. So we are checking your assignments again, mocks again, you're attending the live classes again, you're using the system again. So all of that has a cost. So that is a second batch that you're entering into. But if you are, let's suppose you start with the March batch right now. So March batch enrollments will start tomorrow. So if you're starting with March batch right now, you would, of course, maybe when the results of December batch are out, you can change your decision that I don't want to give this paper in March. I understand that. So I give you a bracket that yes, until this date, if you inform me, you can extend your course freely. But for post-result batches, there is no extension policy and you are enrolling at 50% discount. And what all it includes all the lectures, pre-recorded classes. But there are some assignments that you would have missed, okay? So those will not be given to you. But there will be all the live classes which are going to happen prospectively, the Super 20 classes, the grand revision, the upcoming, mocks, all of those are given to you as it is. So this is going to be a time crunched preparation. So in this time crunched preparation, if I'm offering you a course, I have to make sure that I'm adding value. I'm not just selling it, right? So I have to give you value. And for that value is what, people they have been enrolling with us. And that value is that we follow a plan and we stick to it. And if you follow that plan with me, if you things as per what is told to you, if you cover your targets by the week it is set, you will definitely pass the paper. You have to finish the targets, you have to do things as guided to you. You're supposed to watch the lectures properly, you have to do the TYUs, you have to do the practice, and you have to attend the Super 20 live classes. So all these things combined for the next 45 days, which is going to be a rush for me also, for you also, but we are going to do it together because we don't have any other option. If you want to crack the paper right now in December attempt, we have to do this in 45 days, right? So that would be the post result batch, which is I just showed you. That's how it works. Okay. Do you have a planner for AAA and SBR? Yes, Joseph, your planner for AAA and SBR will be available on YouTube only for self-study students also. You can use that planner. 45 days plan will be shared here. Tomorrow for SBR, day after tomorrow for AAA. Okay. Can I go with SBL? SBR together for December. I prepared for SBL but failed with 45. Uh, okay, so you're flunked in SBL and you want to go with SBL and SBR together. See, they're not directly related. There's no correlation between them as such. But if you are a full-time student, you can give it a shot because your score in SBL is 45, which generally means you need less amount of effort to get it to a pass. So you can manage SBR along with it. Okay. And if you are able to manage it, you will compensate for the loss that you made of your time, right? So yeah, you can go ahead. What is the quickest way to revise consolidation topic and to retain and practice hit question? Quickest way to revise consolidation. I think quickest way would be the lecture. And okay, if you're a self-study student, I don't know. If you're a self-study student, then you can, quickest way would be revising your notes, maybe. But if I talk about enrolled students, it would be the lecture to revise consolidation. And if, after doing all the things, you still feel that I'm not comfortable with consolidation, it is going to happen with practice. More and more you will practice, you'll become better and better in consolidation, right? Okay. Hi, ma'am. I'm currently doing SBL for December intake. Is it too late to take up AAA as a first-time student? Shita, I will not recommend it. I would say rather go for AAA in the March attempt, even if you're a full-time student, because see, you can do AAA in 45 days, but that can happen if you're just doing AAA. If you're picking, or even SBR and AAA, if you're doing, you can do them. But if I talk about SBL, that in itself is a huge paper, okay, which has its own added pressure. Maybe you're not having a lot of resources for SBL, but still, it the exam is intimidating. So picking up a paper like AAA along with it, I don't recommend it at all. Rest, it's your choice. Uh, I've scored 38 in AAA, so should I take up the whole class? Yes, princess, that's what I would recommend because 38 means a lack of conceptual knowledge. So it would be better that you enroll somewhere for yourself so that someone is there to guide you. Because we have less time. If you would have 6 months, you could have done things by yourself, banged your head on the books and tried to understand. But here the time is very less. That's the only reason I say it's better or the quickest ways to get guidance. Okay. Tomorrow, Mehek, 45 days planner for SBR. I scored first attempt 11%, second attempt 23, third attempt 34. At this point, this is embarrassing. See, Ruana, I don't know what is the cause, but I believe it is the conceptual misunderstanding. Maybe you've not understood the things rightly. Maybe you have done things very quickly. Okay, you have not done it with proper uh, contentment or satisfaction. You've just done it for the sake of it. So that could be one of the causes, right? And you have to identify for yourself that what exactly is the reason behind this, and whatever is the reason, you have to fix it. So you are improving, that is quite visible from your scores, Ruana, but that is not sufficient, right? So you have to put a lot of more effort towards your concepts. So maybe you erase all your memory that you have till now of SPR, start fresh, use the study text, use the lectures, and do it again with patience. Don't think like, oh, I've already done this, let me skip it, let me move, because this is your fourth attempt. So you might feel like, oh, I know this, but you actually don't know it, or you know it incorrectly. Because sometimes we understand things wrongly, right? So if it is A, we understand it as B. And we keep on thinking all our life that this is B only. So I'm saying forget that this is B. Start fresh with a new perspective and give it a new try. That's what my suggestion will be. Uh, 45 days planner for AAA will be shared day after tomorrow, as I just said. Okay. When will crash course start? It will start in the month of November, right? So that's when crash course generally start. Mm-mm-mm. Michael, I think you should pick up SBR first, okay? And give it the last shot with full attentiveness, and you can extend your AAA classes. So you can extend the AAA, you can pick up SBR again, and AAA you can set for in March. I have taken AAA twice and I got 40 and 43, but I'm trying to decide if I take the exam again immediately with AFM that I was preparing for, or December I take only AAA or AFM. I'm also working. Mm, I think you should pick up AAA, okay? You should pick up AAA and give it because you've already given it twice. So if you would have given it thrice, I would have said take a break, maybe give another exam and come back to it later. But you've already given it twice, so you have some base of it and you're on the improving trend. Try to give AAA first and then move to AFM. And don't club them. No. Ma'am, I failed SBL and I'm currently enrolled as a student for SBR. I'm following your planner. Should I take SBL or SBR for December? Sneha, you have to see whether you're a working person or a student, full-time student. If you're a full-time student, maybe you have to then see that how much of SBR have you covered. Have you covered it up to the planner? That means you're done with 50%. So 50, 60% in fact. So in that case, you can give both of them. But if you're not done with 60% of SBR and you're a working person, then go for SBL alone and extend your SBR classes with me. No, I don't teach AFM. Uh, Hussein, your question has your answer. You said I've done everything, but I did not give mocks and assignments. So your question has your answer, that where have you gone wrong? Because assignments, see, when I say a full batch, you can't cherry pick things that, okay, I'll just do this. So, and for example, in a batch, I say there are recordings and live classes also. So you can't just say, I'll just watch the recordings. I will not attend live classes, or I will not attend the recordings of live classes, because there are stuff which I've included in both of them. That's how we work. Because I am delivering you a course, and for me, it's a whole thing which will help you pass. So if you just pick up few things out of it, and then you say, if you don't eat a nutritious diet, and then you say, I'm deficient. So you know that what you have missed. So as a nutritionist, you got a diet, but you don't follow it. You eat things selectively out of the diet plan. And then, of course, there will be lags, right? Sometimes it would work as a, just you might ignore what is deficient. But at the end of the day, you have to follow everything that is being told. And assignments and mocks are very important. The reason is you get to know yourself, your time management, your application skills, because ACCA is all about application. Concepts can be done in like 10, 15, 20 days also. The whole point is application, practice. For that, you have to give assignments and see whether you're on the right track. Okay. Um, yes, Daxon, you can just on YouTube, you can just search SBR and AAA combined planner, and you will see my you will see my video on that, so you can follow it. I don't teach tax. I don't know the important chapters. Yes, Monica, she's saying I'm taking SBR from scratch. Will I be able to complete through post-result batch? Yes. Even if you're working, you can. All I need, if you're just giving SBR, all I need is 3 hours of study every day. In November, it will increase, but till November, like for the October month, 3 hours. In November, it will be like 4.5 hours or so. And this is, I'm saying, daily basis. Now, sometimes you miss one day, so you can compensate on the weekend, right? Ma'am, I failed FR today. I was thinking of doing double A and FR together this December session. Is it the right thing to do? Sophia, I do understand that you're feeling unmotivated and disheartened. That's what I'm saying. We need not dwell into that feeling. This is not end of it. This does not reflect your destiny, your reality. This is just a paper where the strategy didn't work the way you wanted it to work. So we will change our strategy, right? So double A and FR, yes, you can definitely give in December. If you're a full-time student, you can definitely pick them up together. Do you have any guidance on candidates for SBR resit and AAA first timer? I think your SBR is still there in your head. You know these standards, so you're on a good edge for AAA, because AAA has a lot of SBR in it. So you are going to use your SBR knowledge in AAA, and you already have that because you have already given SBR once. Now you're refreshing the SBR because you're giving it again. So it's a very good situation. Like, unfortunately, it's a very good situation you are into. And then if I talk about the strategy, I think more focus should be given on AAA, because AAA will help you practice not only SBR but also AAA. So AAA includes SBR, right? So we are going to practice AAA more, and SBR also we will practice. But when we are practicing AAA, we are automatically practicing SBR also. Okay. Uh, will your 45 days planner include a strategy for students who scored between 30 to 40? Yes, every student has to follow that planner, because that includes concept. 30 to 40 means you're having conceptual non-clarity. So that planner is going to tell you how you can cover the concepts in the coming days. I failed SBL at 44. Should I reattempt in December, or better to do in March? Give it in December only. Why to wait till March? You'll forget it. Is it doable to do AFM and AAA together for the December attempt? You can. If you're a working person, you should avoid. If you're a full-time person, you can. Full-time student, full-time person. Okay. Um, when can I start preparing for my ACCA knowledge? Knowledge level and from which resources? So knowledge level from your books. It's knowledge level. Okay. Where can I start preparing? Okay, ma'am, I have given my last exam, management accounting. So should I go for PM in December? Yes, go for PM because management accounting is kind of related to PM. So FR will be quite different for you. So go for PM. Okay, yeah. So I think I've covered almost all the doubts in the chat box, and I've worked in audit for 4 years. Can I directly do the questions? Teresa, I don't think you should feel that way because working is very practical thing. I appreciate that you've done it and you must be having knowledge, but theory and the subject is a different thing. So generally people who've done qualification and then they start working, they're like, work is very different from what we studied. So that applies to you also. So you have worked and studies is very different because there you have to retain words, you have to, articulate your answers in the same language. You have to follow the ISAs, and in audit you're practically doing things, but maybe you don't have that theoretical knowledge. So to get that theoretical knowledge, it's better you start with the concepts and gradually move to the practice. Okay. Yes, there are free resources. You can just on my YouTube, you can go to my SBR playlist and you will find a lot of video lectures like for IFRS 15, IFRS 9. There are so many grand revisions which are there. So you can take help from those. See, don't take advices from friends as such. Just think about what you want to do. You have given MA, PM makes more sense. Okay. What was your skill in MA? Did you like MA? Were you able to easily pass MA? If yes, you are going to have a good taste in PM also. And if no, then maybe yes, you can pick up FR because FR is easier, right? Okay. So that's it, guys. I think I've covered almost everything that I wanted to discuss with you today. I've told you about what should be the strategy. Tomorrow we are going to have 45 days planner of SBR, day after tomorrow for AAA, and we are officially starting with the post-result batches without any delays. On every Saturday and Sunday, we are going to meet Saturdays for SBR, Sundays for AAA. So if you're planning to enroll in the post-result batch, which is currently at 50% discount, you should definitely make a quick decision, okay? Not because, you know, simple reason, your exam is just around the corner. Let's not deny the fact we don't have time to waste. Because in November, our overview of the plan, I'm telling you today only, even though the plan is coming out tomorrow, our overview is that we should start with a practice in first week of November itself. Because practice is more important. Concepts, we will still keep on revising while doing practice. So make sure that you are really, really, really fast and quick to make decisions and just start with. Even if you're doing self-study, start it from tomorrow. Okay. So that's it for the day, guys. I hope it was a helpful session. Again, you can reach out to me in the description box. I'll be putting a WhatsApp group link of relevant subjects like FR, SBR, and AAA. You can join those groups to get the support and to get the links to sessions like these. Okay. So there are grand revisions which are free of cost. So you can enter or such videos, left technical articles, important voice notes. So all of those are shared on the free WhatsApp groups. So you can just join the groups via the description box. After half an hour or so in the description box, you'll find it once the live class is uploaded. So that is it, guys. Thank you for joining in live. May God bless you all. And let us come back stronger in the next attempt. If we have flunked and if we have passed, congratulations. And yes, I am so happy to know the results of my batches of SBR and AAA and FR. Especially AAA's people have done really well this time. Like, I don't know, maybe the pass rate has increased or what, but AAA students have done really well. And SBR also, as usual, we are having the highest score above 90, that is 92. So that's it. Thank you guys. All the very best. And see you all in some other next session. Until then, all the best. And keep yourself stuck to my YouTube for the planners which are coming out tomorrow. Goodbye. Take care. Bye bye.